Here's Pizza, Italian food, Irish spirit. McMahon's of Luxembourg, where the best home for our furniture is yours. Cobison Buses, family pride in every ride. North Star Dental Group, changing your life by changing your smile. Lamers, the passenger professionals. Dandred on West Mason, one low price, always. Witt Family Auto, from our lot to yours. And Simon's Specialty Cheese. Experience the best of Wisconsin at Simon's Cheese.
From Nowak Family Field in De Pere, it's time for the TV32 Sports Showdown. Tonight, it's Week 8 in the Fox River Classic Conference as undefeated Bayport takes on De Pere. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast alongside John Milo.
Hello, Teddy.
I'm Ted Stefaniak. Glad you could be with us tonight. You know, we look at this game. It is Bayport fighting for playoff seeding right now. De Pere fighting just to get in.
Playoffs. Yeah. Absolutely, no question about it. Last year, one of the shockers, one of the biggest games of the season, De Pere knocking off Bayport on the Pirates' home turf. That one was the big one for the De Pere program. Not to belabor this, they lost their starting quarterback, who was one of the best in the entire state this year in the first game. Their backup has done a nice job, but this is a formidable Bayport team.
Yeah, number 2 ranked in the state. They're undefeated on the season, shaping up for a big game next week. But they got to get by this De Pere team. This Bayport team, though, as you said, very formidable.
Oh, man, they got D1 guys like you can't believe. You know, if there's pro football, you'd say, well, maybe it's one of those trap games you're looking ahead. I don't know, but it is homecoming, and strange things do happen sometimes on Friday nights on homecoming.
Strange things do happen on homecoming. It's a great crowd. They're expecting tonight, and I don't think there's going to be any disappointment in terms of the crowd tonight, John.
No, this is an unbelievable crowd. It's just absolutely beautiful. So, you know, that's the fun part about high school football. No matter what, you get the big crowds out there, you got a lot of excitement, and that's where the fun comes in.
And De Pere is in their black jerseys. They are on the return. A flag comes in on the return.
Beautiful night for football once again, Ted. We've talked about that, how lucky we've been so far this season with weather. You know, knock on wood with the playoffs coming up. But just it's chilly, of course, but okay, so what? It's October, but it's still a nice, dry night for high school football. And a huge crowd on hand here. Absolutely huge. Both stands completely filled.
So we get a face mask, and that's going to back up De Pere as they come onto the field for the first time in this game. And we take a look at number 1 for De Pere. That is Gabe Herman, who was injured in the very first game of the season, out for the season, but Gabe is going to get the start at quarterback at one play here.
One play, you better believe it, but you're right. One of the top quarterbacks in the entire state of Wisconsin coming in, very first game, and he was off to a great start. I believe it was a patellar tendon injury, and he still will be a big-time college football player, but what a shame for a senior to get hurt like that in his very first game of the year. But once again, here it is, homecoming, their last home game, and he gets to at least get out there senior night and take that first snap. Good to see at least.
So Gabe from the shotgun will pitch and then just get out of the way.
Yep, that's the best thing to do.
And Bayport is not going to touch him, and now Gabe will come off the field.
So just kind of a token, symbolic first play, last play of his high school football career, quite certain. But what a tremendous athlete. Player of the year in the conference last year. I mean, that's how good he was. That's 6'3", 215 pounds. What a difference this entire season could have been if he had been healthy from the start.
Yeah. You know, it's not too often you get a little choked up on the very first play of the game.
Right. But that was something special.
You love to see
absolutely
the emotion, the support from the team and the crowd.
You know, I was talking with some of the coaches.
Acknowledging the career that this young man has had.
And I said that's the worst part about high school sports. There's only one bad thing about high school sports. An injury ends a career. There's no red shirting. You know, there's no extension contract.
Career.
High school career. Yes, high school career. I'm sorry, but it ends a high school career.
That's certainly some more college in his future.
No question. But this young man has done a nice job this year.
And right to the air they go. Great defensive play.
Hayden May was the intended receiver.
And Noah Holtz had the defense on that one.
Yep. The quarterback we're talking about is Easton Arndt. He's the one that took over. He's a junior. He's got tremendous arm. He's a tremendous baseball player. Can really spin it out there, as they say. He was an all-conference performer in baseball. Had himself a nice game last week. I think he was 9 for 16 against Preble. So, I mean, he can really throw the ball well.
So a 3rd and 9. Ball sitting on their own 13-yard line. Little screen pass.
Screen to the outside.
Coming to the near sideline.
Nice cut.
Little room here.
And he's got a first down. Up over the 30-yard line, up to the 31. Well-executed play that time by DePere. He's got the man out in front of him. Just takes that pass, makes one night cut. That's Michael Alexander. 5'11", 200-pound senior. Running back and linebacker.
Yeah, honorable mention in the conference last year at fullback and inside linebacker.
Yep, does a little bit of everything. Just a rugged football player. Trips right, one left. Oh, wow, I did not see that guy. Where did that one come from, Teddy?
Well, head coach Ben Strickland dialing up something a little different here. And, you know, why not?
Why not? You're exactly right.
You're in a situation, it's not a must-win tonight to get into the playoffs. It would be really
I've never
nice.
seen that play. Ooh, kind of a high hit at the sidelines. But he was about 15 yards back. I don't think anybody saw. I didn't see him until the play started. Trips left, 2 right. So they're opening it up.
Yeah, no huddle here. And Arndt.
And a flag comes in.
Yeah, some movement before the snap. So that's a danger when you go no huddle like that.
Yeah, and that's something that we saw with DePere before, as far as with the self-inflicted errors at times.
Offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
So you look at this DePere team coming in with their 3-4 record. Head coach Ben Strickland in his first year as a head coach, former Wisconsin Badger.
Yep, defensive back, special teams player. Coached out at Madison Edgewood. Phenomenal high school career.
We'll give again to Alexander.
Michael Alexander. Now, this is a big, tough defensive line for Bayport with some outstanding linebackers. That was Lewis Caden, 6'4". Caden Lewis, 6'4", 290 pounds. They got Jake Lindquist, 6'2", 300 pounds. They got Dante Dracchio, 6'4", 300 pounds. Alex Michael, 6'5", 260. That's Big Ten football. That's just incredible, the size of that defensive line.
Well, that's why they're the number 2 team in the state, undefeated, 7-0 coming into this one. Arndt taking himself. And a nice pickup, gain of about 9-10 yards that time.
Got back the 5 and brings up a 3rd and 5 from the 50-yard line. He's a good runner. He's a really good athlete. And, you know, again, not to belabor this story, but you can see in his left hand, he's missing some fingers from birth. So he's overcome that to become just a tremendous high school athlete, only a junior. I've talked to people that say he'll be definitely a college baseball player if he so chooses. So 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Lone setback in the backfield for DePere.
But he's done a really nice job with this team. He wasn't expecting to certainly
not at
play
all.
A whole lot this year with the return of Gabe Herman coming into this season and all the accolades he had coming in.
Absolutely.
But has done a terrific job.
They're going to call a timeout or else they're going to get a delay. Yep, they got a delay. Things you don't want to do against Bayport, 3 penalties in your first series.
Yeah.
Offense, 5-yard penalty.
So
Still second down.
back them up, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10 then.
That's a big penalty, because I'll tell you what, they had a nice little drive moving. Maybe they'll still pick this one up, but you cannot commit self-inflicted errors against a team like this Bayport team. I mean, we've seen some great Bayport teams over the years, but people are saying this might be the best since they made it to the state championship game way back in the day.
Well, 2019, back in the day.
Yep.
They were terrific that year. They've had some really good teams over the years.
I remember watching that state championship game.
And now Arndt in trouble trying to keep the play
alive. A lot of
alive.
white shirts around him. Yep, it's taken down.
And that's going to bring up 4th down. He's going to actually lose a yard on that.
Lewis with another stop for Bayport. He's a big guy that runs well. Also getting out there was Vaughn Campbell, 6'3", 260 pounds for Bayport.
Police and Porshane deep for the Pirates.
So DePere forced to punt from their own 44-yard line. As you mentioned before the pregame show, fighting for a playoff spot. Last 2 years, they were quality. Another penalty.
Arndt is the punter. They call for a fair catch at the 25, but there is a flag on the field, so we'll keep it here for a moment.
So which way that one's going to go? I didn't see I think it might be offside Bayport, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I'll tell you what, while they figure this out, we're going to take a timeout. We'll tell you about it when we come back. You're watching Showdown.
West Mason Value Center makes navigating today's used car market easy. Find only quality pre-owned vehicles on our lot, safety inspected and reconditioned for the roads ahead. Our non-commissioned sales staff help you maintain your budget goals by guiding you to the right vehicle at one low price. And we help you stay on track by offering competitive financing options. It's that easy. Purchase your next vehicle with confidence from Gandred West Mason Value Center.
So after the penalty, it'll be
which
a
is
first
actually
and
against
10.
De Pere for illegal formation.
Start on their own 25. They'll keep it on the ground for the first play of the game, and a strong
That's
run,
the
a loose ball,
ripped out.
and De Pere might have it.
Has it.
They do. So the Redbirds will have it. We'll take another timeout. We'll show it to you when we come back. You're watching Showdown. So after the fumble recovery, De Pere takes over first and 10 on the Bayport 36-yard line.
Cole Benson had the big gain. Michael Alexander with the fumble recovery after it was stripped.
Aren't in trouble, steps up in the pocket and will pick up a couple of yards. Let's go back and take a look at that fumble.
You know, he was fighting for extra yardage, and that's when a lot of things happen.
Well, that was the
this
last
is
play.
the last play. Yep.
Here we go.
Here it is. So there's Alexander, number 6. He's the one that ripped it out as well. So Alexander with the strip and the recovery. So Alexander, what you mentioned, was a great linebacker he was last year and having another good year. So big play by Alexander right there in the 36. Then a gain of about 4 on first down, bringing it to the Bayport 32-yard line. But again, if De Pere is going to compete in this game, you can't have 4 penalties like they had in their very first series.
But it helps to get a turnover right away.
That doesn't hurt. Would you let me finish my thought? Oh, boy.
Well,
yep.
Back to the 50 and into their own territory. A loss of about 20 yards.
Loss. You better believe it. And I think it is exactly 20 yards, to be honest with you, Ted. 19. Wow. Again, I won't use the term self-inflicted errors anymore for the rest of the night. I promise. Punch me if I do, okay? You know what? Step on my gout toe. We
got De Pere fans lining up outside the booth to do that.
Just to do that, huh? So 3rd and 25 now. From their own 49, they have to get to the Bayport 26 for a first down.
Pressure coming. Ard takes a big hit as he releases this one, and then the pass a little bit short. They were looking for Hayden May.
Boy, but they sent the defensive back, or the linebacker rather, and he came in there just in an absolute hurry.
Yeah.
That's 29, Jojo Azura. We'll be talking a lot about him. He's going to North Dakota State, I believe it is, for football.
Yep.
Outstanding player. Was more of a soccer player for.
We saw him down in the field when he was warming up.
Yeah.
Big dude.
He doesn't look like a soccer player anymore. No disrespect to soccer players, but you don't see many 230-pounders like that.
De Pere fans and soccer
players. That's only 2. Yeah, hey, you know what? It's early. It's early.
At the 20, still dancing, and Bayport will take over there. When we come back, you're watching Showdown.
There's Shane with the return for the Pirates.
So 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line, and
they're not going to catch them.
After turning the ball over on their first play, their second play goes for a 83-yard touchdown run.
Yep. Cole Benson. Wow. Well, you know, I kind of like that where it's like he fumbled the last time he touched football. It's like, let's give him some confidence, let him do it again. He's got some wheels. You know, he is their leading rusher on the team, obviously the leading passer without question, over 700 yards rushing. Add 82 more to that one. So Cole Benson takes it the distance just like that. And they'll line up for the 1-point extra point. That'd be number 54, Owen Belisle, doing the kicking.
Yeah, he's been great this season. A perfect 25 for 25 on extra points this season. So 7-0 Bayport, and what a bizarre start to this football game.
How many big plays have we seen this year, Ted? I mean, it started with our very first play of the season with a 100-yard kickoff return. Seems like every game there's 70 yards plus played. Last week we had a bevy of them in the Luxembourg-Casco versus Denmark game, which I still think is one of the most amazing games we've ever done.
That was a fun one.
Wasn't that incredible? That was just unbelievable. What a game that was.
Well, and then this week coming back to the FRCC, and a terrific conference, a lot of great teams in this one. You never know how the season's going to play out with great players, injuries.
Well, it's funny too with Bayport when you're looking at their, you always ask them for different things. Former players in college and stuff. With them, they start with the players in the pros.
Yeah.
It's like, Miami Dolphins and Jacksonville
Alec
Jaguars,
Ingold.
and yeah.
So Bayport kicking off after their first score of the game. This one fielded at the 5-yard line. And up to the 25 and about the 27-yard line
Lucas
before he's
Koski
pushed out.
with the return. One of their leading rushers, the Koski brothers. They got 2 of them.
Hey, let's check in with the third member of our broadcast team. Got to check in with Chris Lemo, the NBC 26 neighborhood reporter for De Pere. Chris, what do you got?
Thanks, guys. Well, there's been a lot of optimism out here today. I know that Bayport's the higher-ranked team coming in 7-0, but there's a couple reasons. One, it's homecoming, pretty special here at De Pere. After 2000, this is only the second time that they've had homecoming, last year being the first time that they brought it back. So you'll be able to see the colorful theme there in the student section. Bayport going with a dress warm theme, I guess, with the sweatshirts and pajama pants, but also senior night for the parents. That's always a special moment for a lot of these guys.
Without a doubt, celebrating senior night and all those seniors being able to walk across the track before the game with their parents.
Hayden May with the carry that time, loss of 2 on the sweep, knocked out of bounds.
Thank you, Chris.
Lemo's having himself a pretty good week. His Philadelphia Phillies won a playoff game. His Eagles are pretty much considered the top team in the NFL right now.
We'll check in with him at
we got to give him.
halftime.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure he'll be happy to
He
discuss.
asked me what's the main food around the De Pere area. I told him Uncle Mike's,
Oh, yeah.
and of course Gallagher's.
There's a few great places.
There's a few great places.
So, after the loss of
Michael
2,
Alexander gained about 4
bring up third and long here, about
from the 30-yard line, roughly 29-yard line.
3rd and 8 coming up.
We always talk about it with these facilities. Said in the years we've been doing it, what would you say? 80% of the schools we've done have new facilities in one way or another. Either a new field, new grandstands, new press boxes. It's amazing how high school football, especially, has upgraded.
Yeah, the turf fields and then the new stands.
Yeah, new lights. I remember years ago, it was hard in the corners. Remember sometimes how dark it would be at some of those games? No more.
3rd and 8 from the 29.
Look out.
Aren't in trouble. Fires one
just kind of
downfield.
throws away because 29 was after him again. That was Jojo Azura. 6'2", 230 pounds, linebacker, fullback, one of the best players in the state of Wisconsin. He's a bona fide all-stater. Not even a question.
Yeah. They got a few guys that will be playing at the next level, that's for sure.
And you know what? Don't be shocked if some of those guys play at the level after that. You know that? Don't be surprised if some of them are playing at the level after that.
Well, yeah. Yeah, they've got quite the program rolling right now. Gary Westerman in his 10th season as a head coach of the Pirates. Arndt, this is a high punt, and fielded at the 45 and at the 47. Well, no matter who you are, part of you is an athlete. Whether you're a student, a professional, or a recreational athlete, the Bell & Health Titletown Sports Medicine and Orthopedics team provides elite care for everybody. Bell & Health, the official healthcare partner of Sports Showdown.
And I paid them a visit this past week, and they were fantastic. Took care of me like you can't believe. And they have a nice big sign in their lobby. Watch us on Sports Showdown.
Yep. Yeah, so, you were in quite a bit of pain last week.
Nobody knew it though, because I don't complain. I suffer in silence. Benson again.
Benson, the ball carrier.
Pretty good run. Actually gets the first down up to the 40-yard line. But seriously, wonderful people there. I mean, from the receptionist to whatever, just the most welcoming, just outstanding.
Yeah, they've got quite the staff over there, and again, you don't have to be a John Mino.
No, you don't have to be a great athlete. So even the common man would get treated well over there.
That's right.
Which is good to know.
The common man.
The common man.
So they're just lining up outside the door for you tonight. There's the handoff inside and across the 40-yard line.
Nicholas Schumacher? No. Was that 29? Yeah. You know, one thing about De Pere, too, Teddy, you know what they have done here, though? And obviously this has been a little bit of a down year, although they might still make the playoffs. But they've established a certain standard with the program. Because, you know, sometimes schools can go one way or the other when you have a few bad years. And sometimes those good years, you get those kids in the 7th grade, the 8th grade. It's really cool to be a football player at that school once again. And that's what De Pere has done, despite their struggles at times this year.
And this is Bookinger again.
Taken down by Grant Faber. By the way, they've got a athletic director that was a pretty fair coach at Bayport.
At Bayport?
Yes.
Yes.
So I mean, they're loaded with, and you go through their
Dylan Maney.
Yeah. We had some great years as a coach.
Yeah, we'll actually be at Bayport next week.
That'll be a big one. West De Pere and Bayport.
Two teams coming into tonight, both 7-0. So if Bayport and West De Pere win their respective games tonight, it'll be an undefeated battle for first place in the final week of the regular season. Meanwhile, Benson.
Boy, Cole Benson,
just dancing.
One of the defenders just had him right dead in his sights, and he just shook that one off. He'll break 3 tackles here. Watch this. There's one. Well, there's a miss. There's 2. So it's the 3rd and 4th guys that finally brought him down. It's number 21, Morgan Hoff, one of the guys bringing him down, but not before he gets another first down. As I mentioned, he's the leading rusher on the team. He's off to a really nice start I shouldn't say off to a nice start. He's had a tremendous season after a real nice start tonight. Hasn't had to put the ball in the air yet. Now he does.
Benson to the air and connects with Carter Kalis.
Nice play over there by Mason Krieger, making the stop after a gain of about 4. And of course, the former head coach from De Pere, now the head coach at Kimberly.
Chad Michaelwitz.
Got a big game tonight against Nina. And let's see, I think I got a quick score. Kimberly leads that one 7-0. West De Pere leads Preble 7-0. Freedom leads Denmark 7-0.
2nd and 6, under 3 to play in this first quarter. And that is Bookinger looking for that was actually Benson, and he is in for the end zone.
Makes
Touchdown.
it look easy, doesn't he? Oh. You know, he's good size, but not huge. 6 foot, 200 pounds. He's pretty thick, but he's a lot quicker, I think, than he looks. One of those guys, and just as strong. Nice little cut there. Breaks the tackle, gets it into the end zone. So Benson with 2 touchdowns here in the first quarter for Bayport. So he's just been he's not just the bread, he's been the bread and butter for this offense so far for the Pirates. And 14-0 with 2:50 left to play in the first quarter.
Mr. Benson with a couple of
touchdowns, over 100 yards rushing already here in the first quarter with 2:50 left to play.
He
had 82 of them on this. Well, actually, he had about 15 on his first carry, even when he fumbled.
Yep.
And then 82 yards on his second carry, and picked up probably about 25 more in this series. So, yeah, he's definitely carrying the load. Boy, they've had some good quarterbacks over the years, though, here at Bayport, haven't they?
They sure have. We'll talk about it in a second. First, a little shout-out to our friends at Gandrud West Mason. The Down and Distance is brought to you by Gandrud West Mason Value Center. Find the right vehicle at the right value for your money. Complete inventory online at gandrudwest.com.
Well, let's see if De Pere can get a sustained drive going here. That's the one thing they've struggled with. They've had a couple of nice opportunities, but had some mistakes and kind of shot themselves in the foot. So let's see if they can get something going here on offense.
Trying to Start it with the kickoff return here, and a nice little return brought down after the 30, but then a loose
Lucas
ball.
Koski.
And Bayport looks like they have it. We'll wait for the official signal. They get through the bottom of the pile here, and
it is. Well, I still haven't seen the officials make the
they're still talking
sign. Yeah.
Landon Gauthier recovering the loose ball.
So they're still discussing it.
And
it is
will
Bayport football.
Steve Ludeman, our crew chief tonight, making the call, and it will belong to Bayport. Another look at it here, John.
Yep, had a nice run, a real nice determined run.
Bayport takes possession on the
Still has it good, still has it wrapped up. And then right at the last second, the last guy that came in punched it out. And that was number 17, I believe, Brady Lucas, knocking the ball out. So great field position once again for Bayport at the 30-yard line. Benson.
Trying to follow his blockers.
Yep, just gets stood straight up after a gain of about 5. Bring up 2nd and 5 from the 26-yard line.
Well, Benson's, as you mentioned, just terrific all season long. He's got just about as many passing yards as he does rushing yards. He can beat you in so many different ways.
So many different ways. He's an ideal quarterback for this system, too. Because they ask their quarterbacks to be athletic. You have to be a tough runner, have to be a great passer.
Well, 2 rushing touchdowns tonight. 15
looking
on
deep,
the
he has
season.
a man wide open, and he overshot him.
They had a
little trickery.
Carter
Kales.
Carter Calais.
Carter Calais with the pass. He had number 4 wide open down the middle, Brett Shipley, and just overshot him. Late in the season, we see some plays that, they've probably practiced all year and haven't used, different teams. There's a skill position.
Well, it never hurts to
Bayport
get on TV and
absolutely
put a few things on tape for the
absolutely
playoff opponents to see, right? 3rd down. And Bookinger.
The ball carrier.
Nice tackle that time by number 7, Brendan Kincaid. 6 foot, 215 pounds, defensive end and tight end.
So you got a 4th down coming up here, John.
4th and 2 from the 21-yard line.
Just going to go for this here, leading by 2 touchdowns late in the first quarter. Benson waits for the snap. He'll take it himself. Left side.
Big hole.
1st down.
He followed his big offensive lineman, Alex Michaels, that time. 6'5", 260 pounds. And he just cleared out a lane. There was a cavern for him to run through that time to follow him to pick up the yardage. So 1st and 10 from the 18 now
sitting
for
in the
Bayport.
Gallagher's Pizza red zone. Mentioned Gallagher's Pizza just across the river here in De Pere.
West De Pere now leading Preble 20-0.
So Bookinger.
Another nice tackle that time by Michael Alexander. It's a force on both sides of the ball for the Redbirds. So both teams with big leads will be interesting down the stretch if these kind of hold, if those 2 teams sort of, pull back a little bit and prepare for that game next week.
It would be difficult not to look ahead.
Very difficult.
Those 2 teams,
well, especially those 2, yeah.
You certainly have to take care of business.
Because those have been 2 of the most premier programs in all of North. I mean, obviously you got the Kimberleys, but up in this area, they've really been something over the last 12 years.
Little pitch.
Down to about the 10, short of the 1st down.
Yeah. Didn't get out of bounds, so that will most likely be the last play of the first quarter. Another look at it.
A little pitch play like that. You don't see that as much as you used to back in the day.
So the first quarter comes to a close, and what a start for the Bayport Pirates. They lead by 2 touchdowns over De Pere. You're watching Showdown on TV 32. Back at De Pere. While we have a moment, let's take a look at our Smile Cam. Smile Cam, of course, brought to you by our friends at North Star Dental Group. changing your life by changing your smile, and a lot of happy fans, especially before the game. As we said,
Absolutely.
it's homecoming here in
No
De Pere.
question. A lot of fun at homecoming. What did you do for your homecoming, Teddy?
What did I do? For
Yeah,
my
I mean, were you like homecoming
My
king?
goodness.
I think I've asked that.
No.
No, you weren't.
You ask me that every single year.
Every homecoming I asked you.
I still have not received
why were
any
you
kind
not?
of
Why
letter
were you not homecoming king?
that I've been named homecoming
Superstar
king.
basketball
Hasn't
player,
changed.
all-around guy.
Hasn't changed
Nope.
in 30 years.
Nice pass. Oh, nope. Went through his hands. Maybe a little high wide. Noah G, the intended receiver, was open, running down slant, and he's a little slow getting up.
Yeah, Noah Jean still down on the field. So,
by the way, another update. Kimberly now 17-0 over Neenah. So Kimberly trying to bounce back from a loss last week. And they're still...
Yeah, Gene is still on the ground. So while they're attending to him, we'll step away one more time. You're watching Showdown. Well, back at De Pere High School, and Noah Jean being attended to by training staff. He's sitting upright, but still on the ground. And
I think he basically got shaken up just from the landing. He kind of dove for the pass. It's just a little bit high. Had a good shot at it and just came down hard. And hopefully he'll be popping up real soon. He's sitting up right now.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you see Coach Strickland
talking to his players.
And then the Bayport squad. Now De Pere.
You know, Coach Strickland, one thing about him, he's a pretty average-sized guy, about 5'10", 180 maybe, 185. You know he had to be tougher than heck to play Big Ten football.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Well, without a doubt.
Yep.
Bringing that experience to the high school level
right
here in De Pere. And
yep.
So now Gene is on his feet and slowly coming off the field, and see the crowd getting up to.
They're kind of holding his arms up. So I don't know if it's some kind of a shoulder injury or.
Yeah, and
that's what it kind of looks like, to be
Noah's
honest
gonna
with
be
you.
all right heading to North Dakota.
He's had some injury problems over the year.
First team all-conference tight end last season.
Going to play big-time college football. Those North Dakota schools, I mean, that's big-time football.
Yeah, it is.
That's big-time football.
So they'll take care of Noah on the sideline. Meanwhile, we go back to action. 2nd and 10 from the 21.
Koski with the carry.
Yeah, fighting to get into the Gallagher's
got
Pizza red zone, and he's a bit short.
Stood up by JoJo Azura.
And a flag came in on that play. Right at the 20.
Let's see what the call is on this one. Looks like it's going against De Pere.
You think he'll block in the back.
Block in the back.
10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Don't say it.
I'm not saying it. What did I say? What did I say? I didn't say anything.
Steve Ludeman is our lead official tonight, as we mentioned. Rick Wilkinson working alongside of him, along with Kyle Christensen, Casey Pavanka, and Aaron Elfon.
I wasn't going to say anything.
You just had that look in your eye.
No, I did not. I did not. So 2nd and 19 now for De Pere is a really nice drive. Runs into some obstacles.
From the 30. Arndt lost it for a second, picks it up, and well, it was
intercepted, but out of bounds.
So
Clark Clark, I should say, with the interception, but out of bounds. And Arndt didn't have much choice after that snap problem. Actually, a couple guys had a chance.
It's a beautiful night, but it is as cold as we've
had. Yeah, no question about it.
Season.
It's the coldest night we've had so far this year. No question.
But again, just nice football weather.
Perfect football for October, no question about it. I'll take this every time. It was snowing in the UP today, so I'll take this. Take this anytime.
3rd and 19.
Good protection. Has time, just nobody open. Another flag.
Yeah, he gets a little bit of time, but that pocket closes
It
relatively
certainly
quickly.
does, yeah, and that was just really good protection at the time, or very good defense I should say on the part of Bayport in the secondary. There were no black shirts running free. See what the penalty is this time.
Holding. Defense.
Coming against
So 10-yard
Bayport.
penalty. Still third down.
So from 3rd and 19, they'll move it forward. Now this is as deep as De Pere has been for the ball game, all the way up to the 16-yard line. So 3rd and 5 from the 16.
Definitely a much more manageable situation.
No question. They'll come out spread. 3 left, 2 right.
Again, adjusting the play.
Well, I don't even know if they're adjusting the play. I think they're basically getting the play. I think they start out fresh, put out the formation.
You know what
see
the formation is? Yep.
Right. 2-on-2.
And Art will take off again.
He's got a shot.
And he's
Takes it to the
in!
end zone. Nice run by Arndt.
Redbird touchdown.
Easton Arndt that time doing a real nice job of the quarterback draw, designed play. They spread him out. Comes down right there. Actually gets a little nudge into the end zone by the defender for Bayport. And the Redbirds on the board. The fans come to life. It's been a little quiet here for quite some time, and now they had a chance to celebrate something.
And the extra point
Is good.
is good. So Logan Dost with the extra point, and it is 21-7. Well, that's exactly what this De Pere crowd needed.
They
on a
needed something
homecoming
because
night.
it was quiet there. You can't be that quiet on a homecoming night. You got the band down there. The world's most dangerous band, as they call themselves.
They sound great.
They sound great. So
Look great.
Having a good time.
They did a nice job marching into the stadium.
Yes, that was impressive.
So a little bit of homecoming
Yeah,
festivities coming
absolutely.
in.
No
Nothing like
question.
last week in Denmark with the toilet.
Oh my gosh, that was unbelievable. That was unbelievable.
Happy 80th, Mom.
Most toilet paper I've ever seen spread over one area ever. I think
At Denmark last week?
At Denmark last week. I mean, I don't think anybody could spare a square.
Well, there were a few years ago at West De Pere.
Okay.
They covered a street. I mean, it was
Completely white out?
completely white.
Really?
Denmark was very close.
I've never done that. Have you ever done it? Have you ever TP'd anything? I never have in my lifetime.
No.
Have you?
No.
You did.
No,
Wow.
no.
You were one of those guys.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh.
No.
I could see you doing that. A little bit of a squibber, still loose. I think Bayport dove on it, but that was loose for quite some time. And it is recovered by Bayport.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Thinking-
again, a little bit colder out there. We've
Yeah,
seen
you're right.
some loose balls.
Probably wasn't a bad idea doing a little bit of a squib that time. See if you can make something happen. You know, and you have young coaches, too. Sometimes you never know what you're going to see. Look at this defense right now for De Pere. Lining it up in a straight line. And now they split out. That was unique, wasn't it, the defensive formation?
They have given us a couple different looks tonight.
Yes, they have. They're lined up in single file that time.
Well, Bayport
That's a
goes back
toss.
work, and that was loose for a second. Fortunate that that ball bounced right back up.
Yes, Carter Callies hanging on that time, getting something out of it. Gave him about 5.
I don't know if we can go back and take another look at that one. It looked like it hit the ground and bounced right back up.
Yeah. See, there's that defense formation we're talking about where they line up single file before they come out.
Who do you got? I got this guy. You
Yeah,
got that
I
guy.
like that. I like they were seeing something different like that out of De Pere tonight. That's cool. It's unique offensive formations. Benson keeps it himself and gets a first down. As we mentioned, just a big, rugged quarterback, 6 foot, 200 pounds, solid. Gets himself a first down. He's having a huge night on the ground tonight. Hasn't had to throw it much, but he's really piling up the yardage himself.
Well, 3 touchdowns already.
Yeah. 70, well, no, was it 82-yard touchdown run?
83-yard
touchdown run? Wow.
And he might have some more tonight.
Yes, he might.
This time wants
Plenty
to go
of
to
time.
the air.
Has
Over
a man
the
wide
middle.
open.
Caught. And looking for the end zone. Touchdown,
Ethan
Pirates.
Hooley with the touchdown. Wow. Holy, takes it
52 yards.
52 yards for the score. Wide open. They split the defense that time. You can see he just kind of runs a seam pattern straight up the middle, a skinny post, and has himself wide open for the score and takes it in from there. Ethan Hole with the touchdown.
Well, that's a big answer.
That's an answer. Yep, that's an answer.
Owen Belisle back on.
How many is he going for?
He's a junior.
Uh-oh, high snap. He got her through, though.
That doesn't matter to Owen knocked it through.
What is that, 29 out of 29 now this year?
That's 4 tonight, so that's 28.
28. Wow. That's pretty amazing for high school football. That really is.
Good job by him. So 28-7.
Boy, Bayport just methodical, though, huh? Just methodical.
Big time plays.
Yep.
Well, it's been a while since we've seen Bayport on TV here on Showdown.
Right, because we missed the season, of course.
Yep.
And then so 2019, that was their state championship appearance, right?
Yes.
2019. Yep.
Yep. Went to the state title game.
Who did they get beat by?
Muskego.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But 24th appearance this year, of course, will be their 25th appearance.
Yep.
In the playoffs, making it 21 straight seasons. You know, it's always interesting. I look at the records every week for all of our teams, and then you got the 2020 season. I don't even
just throw that away.
I just don't.
I mean, no disrespect to the kids who played and the coaches that coached.
Oh, without a doubt. But in terms of playoff records and
right.
who got in, who didn't get it.
Yep.
Some played in the fall. Some
that whole season needs an asterisk next to it.
Well, it does.
Yeah, it certainly does.
This one fielded inside the 10-yard line. Nice return to the 20 and up to the 25. So
nice return.
Very nice.
Hayden May, the return that time, 5'11", 165. Junior wide receiver. Takes it up to the 28-yard line, 4:46 to go. Well, let's see if DePere can answer now. Bayport certainly answered in an emphatic manner. DePere had themselves a really nice drive for the touchdown in that last series. See what they can do. See if they I still want to see another one of those formations with the wide receiver like 17 yards deep. That was incredible.
It almost looks like arena football.
Yes,
where they run.
Or Canadian football. That's what they do in Canada, so you're at full speed by the time you get to the line of scrimmage.
So they start on their own 29.
And tough run for 3. Tommy Hall, number 7, first got to put a lick on him, and Gauthier helps bring him down. So a gain of 3. Quick huddle. Not exactly a no huddle, just a quick huddle. Play action, swing pass. Trying to get the corner, can't quite do it. May was trying to get that corner.
Every yard is
yep.
so tough to come by.
Would have had a shot if he just could have gotten around that. But nice play by the defensive back that time for Bayport, staying with them, taking them down. That was Noah Holtz, 5'9", 160-pound defensive back for Bayport.
Let's see if they can keep the drive going here.
So 3rd and 4. Okay, they've got that formation now, Ted. Here on the right-hand side, May is 15 yards back. Now he's going towards the line of scrimmage. Arndt's not really looking at him. And just short of the first down.
Yeah,
It'll be 4th and about 1.
Yeah.
4th and 1. You're down 28-7.
4th down.
Yeah, he just ran into 3 white shirts right there and could not break those tackles. So they're going for it, 4th and 1 on their own 38-yard line. Again, like we said before, why not? Arndt goes under center, which he doesn't normally do. Look for quarterbacks. Uh-oh.
Oh, and the Bayport coaching staff was imploring their guys not to move. Do not move.
I saw that. I think DePere may have jumped first, though.
Full start, offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
Yep, so they're going to try to draw Bayport offside is what they were going to try to do, and the left guard jumped. Yep.
But we were both watching that Bayport sideline.
Yes, they were going, just yelling at don't move. So now DePere will have to punt. Arndt back to do the punting. Nice punt. Gets it down to about the 37. 2:37 left to go. First half. Bayport football.
Well, not bad field position.
No, not at all.
Punt here, and of course we've seen some very big plays here from this Bayport team.
Some other scores: Freedom leading Denmark 27-0. Homecoming in Freedom tonight. Little Chute leading Wrightstown 14-0. Kimberly still leading Neenah 17-0. It's one of the big games in the Valley, of course, tonight.
We talked about DePere and what they did last week. Bayport coming off a win over Ashwaubenon 42-14. Benson with 154 yards passing in that one, a couple of touchdowns, but
oof. Benson gets a nice hole right up the middle again, gets a gain of about 9, up to about the 46-yard line. Moving down towards the 2-minute mark. Nothing fancy with this Bayport offense. They just clear a lane from him up the middle. And he pretty much does the rest. Got a nice block that time by number 25, Aiden Beth. So 2nd and 1.
Bookinger on the carry across the 50. And a first down.
Bookinger, the ball carrier.
So a little bit unique here. Gets the direct snap to the running back that time. Follows his blockers. It's a nice cutback.
A wildcat?
Inside 2 minutes. Pardon?
Little wildcat?
Little wildcat, absolutely. It's funny how some things are trendy for a while. Remember that was a real trendy thing, the wildcat, for a while, and then that kind of fell out of favor.
Jet sweeps. Calais.
The carry. What were some of the other ones? Remember there's the pistol formation. Whatever happened to the pistol formation? The run and shoot.
Run and shoot.
Or as Buddy Ryan called it, the chunk and dunk.
Wing tee.
Remember that one? Okay, you don't know anything about the wing tee, so don't be trying to act like you know Billy Kilmer and all those kind of things. All right? Benson looking deep, has a man.
He's open.
And he hits him.
Touchdown, Pirates.
Well, he just had a one-man route that time.
Brett Shipley.
And Brett Shipley beat his man, 5'10", 155-pound wide receiver. Plenty of time for Benson. Lee says, I thought he might have overshot him, but that thing came down right smack in the arms of his wide receiver, Brett Shipley.
Well, those receivers are just flying.
Yeah, they are
field.
flying downfield. And this quarterback has a nice touch. He just drops it in nicely. So, good snap, good hold. Kick is up. And the no good.
The extra point is no good.
The kick is no good. Well, nice job of jinxing him, Teddy.
So 34-7 with 1:08 remaining. Hey, tonight's Showdown game is brought to you in part by McMahon's of Luxembourg. Check out their fall savings. Quality furniture at reasonable prices. Where the best home for our furniture is yours. Well, I don't think we jinxed him.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that, buddy.
He's had a
you tell that to his parents.
He's had an outstanding season.
You take that call, buddy. You take that call. Wow.
But take nothing away. I mean, this Bayport squad is just
they're just methodical.
Everything as advertised. That is for sure.
I can't find any weak points with them whatsoever. Just can't. They're just methodical. So 1:08 left to play here in the first half, and Bayport has this one well in hand. Long kick. Down to the 1 yard line. And big hit. Turned to about the 16.
Ball popped out, but he was down. So that's where De Pere will start. Well, every time a team reaches the opponent's 20-yard line, they're in the Gallagher's Pizza Red Zone. Gallagher's Pizza, Italian food, Irish spirit. Now with locations in Suamico and De Pere, as well as 2 locations in Green Bay on West Mason Street and Webster Avenue.
Well, now sure what you can do if you're De Pere right now, just get into that locker room and kind of lick your wounds a little bit. See if you can come up with the second half to at least try to be competitive. Finish on a high note here. Starting out 3 wide receivers left, 1 running back in the backfield. A nice play, this coming this way, misdirection screen. Big gain coming up the right side. Brendan Kincaid, 6 foot, 215. Like that play a lot. Had the 3 wide receivers on the right side. Receiver slips out to the right side for a big gain.
First down, Redbirds.
I love some of these offensive plays De Pere has come up with tonight. I really do. Creative and unique. Wide open. Nice pass that time. Grand Ho-Ho.
About an 8-yard gain.
Yep. Over midfield. Up to the 46-yard line. Nice arm once again on Arndt. Just a quick little out pattern. We're up 2nd and 2. Trying to get something going here with 40 seconds left in the first half. Protection is great for Arndt. Has his man coming over a crossing route. Grand Ho-Hall again. First down up to the 45-yard line with 32 seconds left.
Stop the clock momentarily to move the chains.
You know, and that's what you like to see. Really nice pass by Arndt.
First down, Redbirds.
And timeout called, I believe, by De Pere.
De Pere will take that timeout.
26 seconds left.
Yeah, that'll be their second timeout.
Yep.
Timeout, De Pere.
So they'll have one left with 26 seconds to go here. Well, Lamers Bus Line is hiring safe and friendly school bus drivers for daily routes and after-school athletics. Lamers offers increased hourly wages and bonuses up to $2,400 each year. Visit golamers.com/careers to apply. Well, 34-7, under a minute to go here.
And, you know, talking playoffs, Teddy, which are coming up just down the road.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting with some of these other teams. You know, last year we saw Franklin against Appleton North, and we saw the level of talent, even though Appleton North had that game really in hand in a certain way in the fourth quarter. That talent level in Division I, when you go deep in the playoffs, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really something. There aren't a lot of upsets.
Playoffs have a tendency to do that.
They certainly do. Arndt tried to get by one man, couldn't do it.
Let's see if
they're going to have to hurry now to get another couple of plays off.
Yeah, and Ben Strickland will take.
Yep.
Nope. He says no. He initially called for it, now says let's go. So.
Well, this might be the last play of the half then. Looking for a fly pattern deep. And it's intercepted.
Picked off. So the.
Couldn't get much on it that time. Mason Clark with the interception, number 10. 6'1", 190 pounds, and that's it for the first half.
That's the end of the first half.
Big first half for the visitors from Bayport. They lead 34-7. You're watching Showdown on TV 32. $34-7. Bayport with a lead over De Pere here at halftime, and Take a look at this marching band out here, John.
They're outstanding. They really are. They're absolutely fantastic. It's been a long time since I've heard the theme song to Mickey Mouse. But they're doing some show tunes. I like that. I like that going back a little old school. I like those uniforms too. I like when high school bands wear uniforms. Now, I know it's really expensive, and they got to do all kinds of fundraising all year long to get uniforms. And I love when players are out there playing the what was that he's playing? Is that a French horn? I don't know.
It's like a, yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know. I will. That's a whatchamacallit?
Trombone.
Trombone, exactly.
There's the tuba.
There's the tuba. There's the tuba.
This is very good, John.
Thank you. Tuba's my favorite instrument. I could go to a concert and just listen to tubas. Couldn't you?
Really?
Yes. My favorite instrument of all. That right there, what is that? Is that a French horn?
That's a great question.
Is that a French horn? No, okay. French horn? Yeah, I got a thumbs up on that. French horn.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll go with French horn.
Yes,
Tell you
we
what,
are.
let's take a break.
Okay.
We'll see if you can figure that out.
All right. I just did. We figured it out.
Plus, when we come back, we'll not only find out if that's a French horn.
Yes.
We'll talk to our buddy Chris Lemmel. He's
I like
down on
it.
the field, so we'll check in with him.
Okay.
After
I'm with
time
you.
out.
All
You're
right.
watching Showdown.
Costs rising. Keep your heating bill down. Buy a qualifying Daikin furnace and get a free UV sterilization system. Keep your home safe and warm this winter. Call the experts at Vans today.
I love those guys.
When there's just not enough time in the day, call Simon's for a delicious cheese and sausage tray. Trust our selection of 4 different Wisconsin cheeses, and then pair it with Wisconsin all-beef summer sausage, and you'll have a winner every time. Quality, convenience, and service. That's Simon's Cheese.
The seasons are changing, and now is your chance to take advantage of the fall savings at McMahon's of Luxembourg. Fall into your favorite Lazy Boy recliner. We have over 100 in stock. Check out our selection of sofas, sectionals, and sofa sleepers, plus tables, mattresses, and so much more. Immediate pickup is available, or take advantage of our free delivery across Northeast Wisconsin. Come visit our showroom located in downtown Luxembourg today. McMahon's of Luxembourg, where the best home for our furniture is yours.
What drives you? Drive for Lamers.
I wanted to do something good for my community, and now I get to make a difference in kids' lives.
Call or visit us at golamers.com for more information.
There's only so much fishing a retired guy can do.
Lamers Bus Lines. Our community needs you. What drives you? Drive for Lamers.
Our kids need us. I felt like I needed to do something good for my community.
Call or visit golamers.com for more information.
And I'm getting paid for it.
Lamers Bus Lines. Our community needs you.
There is a lot to love about Northeast Wisconsin.
And there's a lot going on every day, from Fond du Lac to the North Woods.
That's why NBC 26 is embedding our reporters into local neighborhoods. And that's why I'm here.
That's why I'm here.
That's why I'm here. And that's why we're here. We're highlighting more of the places and the neighborhoods that you care about. NBC 26 Neighborhood Reporting, more local reporters covering more of Northeast Wisconsin. We begin tonight in Sturgeon Bay.
Are you ready to go? I've never in my life experienced anything like this.
Seeing how these people live is shocking.
Are you ready to go?
It's like leading a double life.
That, my friends, is the wow factor right there.
I want to be in love more than anything in the world.
We want to conquer this together.
That sounds good.
You can do it.
It's not about what I can't do, it's about what I can do.
It's a chilly night for high school football across Northeast Wisconsin, and it's going to get colder. The National Weather Service has issued a freeze warning for the entire NBC 26 viewing area, where the growing season has not already come to an end. Areas north and west already saw that happen within the last 2 weeks, and there's a pretty good chance the growing season will come to an end across the rest of the area tonight into tomorrow morning. Cover those tender plants or bring them inside if you want to protect them. It's hard to believe that just 2 days ago, temperatures were in the upper 70s to around 80. Today, several locations stuck in the 40s. The high in Appleton, only 48 degrees. In Oshkosh, it hit 49. In Manitowoc, the high temperature was only 47. But we are going to warm up. 60 tomorrow and Sunday, up to 72 by Tuesday. Looks beautiful. beautiful before some cooler weather returns as we head towards next weekend. The clouds have been slowly breaking up across the area, high pressure building in from the west. It will be our main weather maker throughout the night into tomorrow, and that means lots of sunshine tomorrow and warmer temperatures. We had upper 40s to lower 50s across the area today, but way off to the west it was a lot warmer, 50s to around 60, and that warmer weather is going to move back in here for tomorrow. So most locations tomorrow running about 10 to 12 degrees warmer than what we saw today. Even with the warm up, it's still going to be a little bit below normal, but beautiful with all the sunshine. A great opportunity to check out some of the peak colors that we are now seeing across the area, especially north and west of the Fox Valley. All right, it's October in England. Why do we care? We know. The Packers are going to be there on Sunday playing the Giants. The normal high on Sunday in London is 61. That's the normal high here on Sunday. We're not going to see our typical London weather, however. No fog and no rain, sun and clouds with temperatures in the lower 60s. So tonight, clear and cold, lows around 30. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, and warmer with temperatures up to around 60 degrees. Enjoy the second half of the game, everybody.
Well, homecoming and senior night here at the Pere tonight, not only recognizing the football players, but also the band members that are seniors, including the person that we've been talking about.
Jason Brunberg, 5'11", 260, starting offensive lineman.
And that is not a French horn.
It's a baritone. What did I say? Did I say that before? I meant baritone. A lot of people get those confused.
It sounded like you said French horn.
I know that's what it sounded like. But a lot of people do get those confused, but that is a baritone.
Jackson is a senior football player and in the band. Hey,
starter.
Gavin Bussey also was the young man on the
tuba.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I like to see that multi-talented young people.
Hey, you want to talk about multi-talented young people?
I would like to talk about that, but I don't want to talk about myself.
Let's go down to Chris Lemo, our NBC neighborhood reporter for De Pere.
I'm glad you guys figured out what instrument it was. I think we need our own segment, maybe music with Mino, jamming with John, something like that, where you guys go down and play with the band.
Absolutely.
I would be okay with that.
I like that.
I think that'd be great.
What do you think I would play, Lemo?
I think you'd be a good drummer.
Oh, yes. I totally agree. That's always been my favorite instrument. I'd be a great drummer. Thank you, Lemo. Thank you for seeing that.
Of course.
Okay.
Well, we've got, Bayport's up 34-7 here at the half, and they've been great all year. Definitely a team with championship aspirations. But I want to turn back the clock here all the way to 1992. That was the De Pere Redbirds' first year that they made the playoffs, and also in that playoffs, their first ever and still only state championship, where they knocked off New Richmond at Camp Randall Stadium. I caught up with the old coach, Jim Feiner, and also the current defensive coordinator, who was the starting center on that team this week, to share some memories and relive that game during the 30th anniversary. The year was 1992. The De Pere Redbirds football team was still searching for the program's first ever playoff appearance. To get them there, former head coach Jim Feiner knew the program needed to shake things up.
Changing a culture and understanding when you change culture to a positive, you'll have great results.
While Feiner knew this team would be different, it didn't hit him just how special this team was until a few games into the season when they upset conference favorite Seymour.
The football gods, sometimes they intervene, and that's what happened. We got a great break against Seymour.
After the Seymour game, the team went on a run, remaining undefeated into the playoffs. Before the postseason began, Feiner took his team over to the trophy case. He showed them the gold basketballs and trophies of other sports, but there was no gold football.
And I said, this is the thing that's missing here. I said, we have a great opportunity to bring something here to this community.
The anticipation wasn't confined to the locker room. The team brought the community together.
This place was just rocking. We played Southern Door. This whole field had ropes around it. There was fans all the way around. It was just an unbelievable environment.
The team eventually rolled to a 35-6 win over New Richmond in the championship game at Camp Randall Stadium. When they returned home, the team received a hero's welcome.
Coming to De Pere with fire trucks and a parade coming into town 11 at night or so, and the whole school and the communities here welcome you with open arms.
All these years later, the team still rallies around each other in times of need.
I had cancer, and every Sunday these guys would get on a Zoom call and cheer me up. And who does that?
The life experience learned from Feiner is what helped drive Sullivan to coach for 29 years with the team.
It's fantastic to relive it because there's not a day that goes past for me that experience doesn't play a role in what I do each day.
And we'll be right back here in De Pere after the break.
And Riley Zach for the junior.
A cool, crisp evening, homecoming and senior night here in De Pere, and the Redbirds find themselves trailing 34-7. Second half action coming up after this timeout. You're watching high school football on TV 32.
Now hiring.
Working with Culberson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Culberson.com to apply.
Gallagher's Pizza needs your help to conquer pizza wars. Dine in or get delivery at Gallagher's Pizza West Side location in October, and a portion of every pizza sale goes to the Golden House and the St. John's Homeless Shelter. Get Wisconsin's best pizza, only at Gallagher's Pizza.
Do you need some work on your car? Well, you don't have to go very far. We've got lots of friendly faces. Come see us at Auto Aces.
Boy, that was fun.
Since 1926, Ryan Funeral Home and Crematory has served De Pere and our surrounding communities. When the time is right, let us know how we can help you and your family. Thoughtful service sincerely rendered. Ryan Funeral Home and Crematory, De Pere.
Our clinic has become recently very interested in something called patient-reported outcomes. We can see a patient and measure things like their range of motion or their strength on the exam, but that's not ultimately what matters to the patient. It's can they effectively get through the workday, and we can compare that to before and after interventions. And this really just gives us another metric to really make sure we're providing the highest level of care for our patients. You know, one of the core missions of Bellin Health Titletown is to provide outstanding world-class orthopedic and sports medicine care. When you come here, you're not just coming to a doctor's office. A team of outstanding athletic trainers, strength coaches, some of the best physical therapists that are very subspecialized in various areas. And when you combine that with the technology we have to offer, it really provides what I think is the most outstanding sports medicine experience possible.
Life comes at you fast. Let Simon's help by making your next meal. Top with our world champion mozzarella and toppings of your choice, delicious pizza goodness is a phone call away. Quality, convenience, and service. That's Simon's Cheese.
Culberson Buses, now hiring.
My name is Mike Williams. I've been driving school bus off and on for 21 years. Here at our terminal, we're kind of like a family too. Somebody has an issue with a bus, other people kick in and help and get the job done.
Well, they're having a lot of fun here at halftime.
Absolutely.
At De Pere on
a little tug of war
night.
competition. Like to see that.
Oh, they are.
Fun when you have school activities. Beautiful.
It was a good battle.
It was a really good battle. Freshmen against seniors. That was a heck of a battle.
I think the seniors won, though.
I think so. And back to live action. Bayport with the football to start it off here in the second half. They're up to about the 33-yard line. You know, I said, we're talking just to wrap it up there about the musical instruments. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to correct you.
Yeah.
But that really isn't, for a marching tuba, that's actually called a sousaphone.
A sousaphone?
Sousaphone. I didn't want to say it when, So, I don't know. I'm splitting hairs here, but if we're going to talk marching bands, I prefer you use the word sousaphone instead of tuba.
Is it a baritone sousaphone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It can be. There's alto ones and soprano ones. Yeah.
That's a soprano baritone?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Bookinger
takes a lot of talent to play those. I'll tell you that right now.
Why?
A lot.
Let's talk football.
Okay.
Why don't we talk about football?
All right. I'm good with that. Gain of 3. Second down from the 37. We can talk football all night long.
Oh, without a doubt.
Or instruments.
You would start with Cole Benson, though, of course.
Yes, it would. Cole Benson had a phenomenal first half. Just unbelievable. Quarterback for De Pere. Or excuse me, for Bayport. He's unbelievable.
3 rushing touchdowns, 2 more passing touchdowns in that first half. And Bookinger again.
Still on his feet. Pushes for a first down up to about the 47-yard line. Just follows those big offensive linemen once again. Had himself a nice hole, and wow, he carries a bunch with him.
Ball on the Bayport 47-yard line. First down.
First down at the 47 here. Early stages, third quarter for the Redbirds.
Bayport trying to get to 8-0 and get to the last week of the regular season for an undefeated matchup with
jet
Bayport.
Sweep, sort of. Look out. Boy, he had a chance to bust that one. That's that Brett Shipley who we saw score a touchdown earlier on the big pass play.
And
although, no, on that play, Ted, again, correct me if I'm wrong, that's actually a forward pass, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
If he releases it, that is considered a pass.
Okay. I wish they had that in my day. I would have completed more passes. Who could have actually seen one of my receivers?
9-yard pickup. Second and 1. Into Pere territory, sitting on the 44.
Good protection.
To the air.
Nobody there. I think his receiver did go one way, and the pass went the other. That was Shipley again, the intended receiver for Bayport. Frazat on the coverage.
Fazette?
Brian, you know Ryan Fazette?
Yes.
Saw Brian down there. We both worked with him for quite some time.
Did you see him before the game?
Saw him before the game.
Chance to say
Bet.
hi to
Said hello to him as they're having parents' night, their senior night. Yep. Great to see Brian. Great friend of Showdown for a lot of years.
Oh, yeah.
Benson gets the first down himself.
Alexander with the stop for the Redbirds.
Sold a lot of spots for Showdown over the years.
Yeah. Former NBC 26er.
You better believe it. Worked with him for a lot of years. Good guy. So veteran, Army veteran.
You know it.
Served our country. You bet.
He stayed active with that community.
Very much so. Very much so.
Yeah, his son Grayson is having a big season for De Pere. And here's another play. It's going to be just shy of another first down for the Pirates.
Close, but you're right, just a little bit short. Ethan Houle with the reception that time, 5'8", 170. Defensive back, wide receiver. We saw him score earlier as well. So 2nd and 1 now for Bayport. As they methodically move the football once again.
Are they matriculating?
Well, they are matriculating.
There goes Bookinger
matriculated
again.
A whole bunch more.
Inside the Gallagher's Pizza red zone.
5'9", 165 running back. Taking it down. Bookinger with a big gain himself, or big ball game himself. No huddle right now for Bayport. Getting ready to go to the line of scrimmage as soon as the chains are moved. Same man.
Bookinger tries that right side. He's going to pick up another 6-7 yards.
Morgan Hoff, number 21, first man to go up there, slow him down, tried to wrap him up. But not after a gain of about 6. And again, no huddle for Bayport here.
Benson on the option, the pitch. And Calais looking, and he is in
for the touchdown.
Touchdown.
It's a good-looking play that time. We've mentioned it before. They've run that one about 3 times now, and you just don't see that kind of an option too much anymore. That's a little bit of the old school, kind of a sprint option where the quarterback reads the defensive end. If the defensive end commits down, or the outside linebacker, whoever you're reading, if he comes in to go towards the quarterback, you toss it on the outside, and you put that one running back one-on-one with the defensive back.
So probably going for 2 here after missing the extra point. And that after that last touchdown in the second quarter.
You know, I think they would like to get to a running clock. I almost have that feeling, don't you? Rest up for the big one next week against Westy Pier.
Could do that if they can punch it in here. Benson is
wide open,
basically untouched.
Not even basically, just untouched for the
2-point
touchdown.
Conversion is good. So another 2 points. So we'll step away. You're watching Showdown on TV 32.
Some other scores around the area, Teddy. Little Chute leading Wrightstown 21-0. Freedom leading Denmark 27-0. Kimberly 17-7 over Neenah right now. West De Pere last score I had 20-0 over Preble.
42-0 was the last score I saw on West De Pere.
Okay, so both these teams heading into that showdown undefeated.
So there's another flag. The flag before we went to the commercial break was holding on the return.
All right.
So that's why De Pere was backed up. Let's see what this
false start.
Okay.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. First out.
Again against De Pere.
So that'll bring up a 1st and 15 from the 13-yard line. As we mentioned, you got the running clock in action right now. It's kind of a mercy rule.
Arndt hit as he
hit
throws,
hard.
and that's a
update now
pass.
17-10, Kimberly and Neenah. Kimberly with the lead, 17-10.
Closing the gap there.
Kimberly over Neenah.
It's a little shout out to our friends over at Whit Ford. From our lot to your driveway, our tools help you find a vehicle quickly and easily. Whit Ford, your trusted Ford dealer. 6:16 and counting. A running clock situation here in the third quarter in De Pere. 2nd and 15 for the Redbirds. Arndt rolls to his left.
Slings it out, had a man open. There
Had
was
a couple of
Hayden May.
guys, actually.
You know, we were talking about the great quarterback that was hurt in that first quarter of the first game.
Gabe Herman.
Gabe Herman,
Yep.
and obviously he was tremendous. He was a all-conference MVP last year, but I'm not taking a single thing away from Arndt. I think Easton Arndt is a heck of a high school quarterback. I really do. Whatever issues they have, I don't blame it on the quarterback. He's got a nice arm, plays hard, tough kid. I like his style. I really do. I think he's going to be just a tremendous quarterback next year for a senior season.
Yep, just a junior. Got valuable experience heading into next year, and hey, they've got some more football here. They got Ashwaubenon next week, and still an opportunity to get into the playoffs this year.
Hard hit right at the 16-yard line. Well, Kimberly answered Neenah's score, 24-10 now. Kimberly with the lead over Neenah.
Now we've got an injured De Pere player on the field, and trainers rush out there immediately. So they're gonna check on him, and while they do that, we're gonna take a timeout. We're watching Showdown. So we are in a delay here. We have an injured player. Haven't seen a number. Have you, John?
No, I have not. And the
player.
players are all surrounding him, to be honest with you, so it's impossible to see. But
the trainers got out there immediately.
Right. Now it looks like they'll be helping him up, which is a good sign. Looks like it's number 68, Jack Cool.
Getting some help to the sideline.
And it is.
Left tackle.
Yep. It's like a lower left
junior
leg injury. So they help him off.
So, yeah, you never like to see an injury.
Never, ever.
Any point.
I mean, at any level of any sport, but especially, like I said, high school sports, because, sometimes that can be such a career ender. 6'4", 270 pounds. Definitely college prospect size there.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Left tackle, so
you bet.
Hopefully he's going to be all right. And
yep. I was just amazed at the size of some of these offensive linemen now in high school football. Just incredible. So De Pere forced to punt from their own end zone.
Arndt gets it off.
Line drive to the 45. And he's got a lane, and he could go. He needs one block, and a flag is thrown.
What a return, though.
Outstanding. He put on some jets, huh?
Yeah, flag came in late.
A.J. Corshane, really late.
Yeah. And let's see. Well, now
they're pulling it way back to the 41-yard line. They're saying the flag.
Were there 2 flags on the play?
Must have been, yeah, because there's one down there by the 10, and now there's one back here near the 40. This has been a flag-filled football game.
Their return, block in the back, 10 yards from that spot. First down.
Okay, so they're going with the block in the back against Bayport.
That wipes out a terrific return.
Yeah,
AJ
terrific return.
Corshane, first team all-conference defensive back player of the year last year.
Defensive back, most valuable defensive back as a junior last year. 6 foot 180. Boy, he's got some wheels, doesn't he, once he turned that corner?
He sure did.
That's what I said. I thought he was gone, but it was a nice play by the De Pere player getting in his way. But that flag was picked up. That was down there.
Yeah.
Because there was one thrown down there, so maybe it was the same thing as a block in the back, and they just took the one that moved him obviously further back into their own territory.
Oh, Benson.
Wow, Benson again.
Great lateral movement. My
Incredible.
goodness.
Wow. Another big gain of about,
Close to 20.
Close to 20-yard gain. He's got to be over 200 yards rushing in this ball game tonight. He's just been unstoppable. Just unstoppable.
On the Redbird 32-yard line, first down, Bayport.
So up to the 32-yard line. Benson brought down.
Benson, the ball carrier.
Well, our Down and Distance tonight is brought to you by Gandred West Mason Value Center with a no hassle, no haggle philosophy, meaning you get one low price always. Shop GandredWest.com today.
Gain of 5 that time for Benson.
Bookinger, the ball carrier.
Bookinger with the carry that time. Gain of about 3, brings up 3rd down and 2.
Xander with the tackle for the Redbirds.
You have to think some of these starters will be getting a rest in the 4th quarter as we head into that one. Just a big matchup next week against West De Pere, which is going to be knocking off Preble tonight. So both teams will enter that ball game undefeated.
But you talk about these programs that have success year after year.
Yeah.
When you get big leads like this, you're able to bring some guys.
Right, and that's one of the reasons some of those young players get so much experience, because they get more playing time than you would generally.
Bookinger.
Fumble. And picked up by Benson.
Fortunate bounce.
Yeah.
Right.
No, excuse me, not Benson. Picked up by, I believe, Aiden Beth. Yep, Aiden Beth with the recovery.
Right place at the right time.
So that's the way it's been for Bayport tonight. Not that they needed many friendly bounces, because they've done everything else themselves, just physically. Tough football team. Official timeout as he's taking one of the players out of the ball game.
They're going to check in Aiden Beth, who took a pretty good shot
after he shot that time.
Covered the fumble. Hey, tonight's instant replays are brought to you by Simon's Cheese. Experience the best of Wisconsin at Simon's Cheese Little Chute. Still waiting for you to take me for a grilled cheese sandwich.
You know what? We're doing that before the season ends.
Yes.
We are doing that before the season ends.
We might end up with a Little Chute playoff game.
I'll tell you what, they've been playing some tremendous football this year.
They've been terrific.
Just tremendous. Big win last week over Freedom. Freedom with a great team again this year. Coach Krewald. Boy, nice pass. He can just flick that thing out there, can't he? You know, we're talking about how a great runner he is, but he's got such a nice arm. They just haven't had to use it much. Brett Shipley with the reception. So they keep driving to the 18-yard line.
First down, Bayport.
And another flag.
Steve Ludeman.
5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So that'll back up Bayport. Bell & Hill Titletown Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is proud to provide licensed athletic trainers for area schools and local athletes. Tonight, Eric Lingus and Tyler Verhagen are the athletic trainers for Bayport. Thanks to Eric and Tyler and all the Bell & licensed athletic trainers who help keep our kids safe and in the game. Bell & Health, the official healthcare partner of Sports Showdown.
Benson again, gain of about 5. Should be the last play of the 3rd quarter.
And it has been all Bayport through the first 3. We'll take a timeout. 4th quarter action coming up after this. You're watching Showdown. Moving Down in Distance is brought to you by Gandrud West Mason Value Center, offering quality vehicles at one low price and competitive financing options. Purchase with confidence from Gandrud West Mason.
You know one of the best parts about coming to a ball game is, Ted?
What's that?
Talk with some of our old coaching friends before the game.
Without a doubt.
Talk with Coach Robbins again tonight before the game. Talk with Coach Brick. A lot of years of unbelievable football knowledge between those two gentlemen.
Of course, Greg Robbins, the former De Pere head coach.
Right.
Now the tight ends coach for the Redbirds.
Yep. Coach Brick, coach for what, 75 years?
Well, and
you never know. He still seems the same guy. I've known him for 30 years, and he doesn't age. He's just the same guy.
Well, and
he said the same about me.
I was over on the Bayport sideline when Bill Turnquist.
Oh, yeah, Coach Turnquist. My goodness gracious.
Coach T is still coaching.
Yep.
Had a chance to say hi to him before the game. So.
Yep. Unbelievable.
Yeah. That is great.
That's my favorite part of coming to these games, is just sitting and talking with those guys.
Still giving back to the community and these teams and these kids. So we are in the fourth quarter. It's a running clock situation. Little pitch and looking for the end zone, and then finding the end zone, Carter Calais.
Carter Calais with the touchdown.
But there is a flag.
Well, of course. I've had enough of those. You know, talked about that, but Lemo did a nice story on a great, great friend of mine, Jim Feiner, the head coach who led De Pere to the state championship in 1992.
Offense, 10-yard penalty. Still third down.
Looking great. He talked about battling some cancer issues and everything. He's recovering, tough guy. All the best in the world for Jim Feiner. Just a really great friend and a great coach.
Yes.
That was quite the thing. I remember.
Yeah,
were you in? You were in town then, right? Or were you still in Wausau?
No, I was in Wausau.
You were in Wausau.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that was quite the thing. That was. And that was before Bayport became the Bayport we know now.
Well, that was a whole different conference.
Exactly.
The Bay Conference.
Right. I mean, Seymour. When you talk about legendary coaches, oh my goodness gracious.
And
Benson fights for yardage, takes inside the 20-yard line. But Coach Collar at Seymour, one of the greatest football minds. I mean, you want to talk about just sitting and talk to a guy and just pick a guy's brain about football?
Yeah.
Coach Bill Collar, one of the all-time greats ever.
Well, one of the few times that Benson has gotten into some trouble.
Yeah, that's
taken
right.
down for a sack.
Right. But you're right, Turnquist and Collar, and then Jim Feiner right there that had that great team, and just on and on. That was a really fun conference back in those days.
So a 4th and 12 here. Sitting inside the Gallagher's Pizza red zone at the 20-yard line. Benson.
And he just throws it away.
So a turnover on downs. We'll step away. You're watching Showdown.
You know what's good to see just now, Teddy? Okay, so they stop on downs. You're down 42-7. Coach Sullivan and some of the other coaches up by the hash marks congratulating their players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You achieved something. I love to see that with coaches. Love to see it. That was just great to see. Looking for his man over the middle, intended wide receiver, Gran Hoho.
Well, you know, last home game for these seniors.
You bet.
Get out there and thank them, and
you bet.
Keep them fired. Hey, they got a big game coming up next week.
Ashwaubenon?
You're gonna fall to 3-5 on the season, but playing Ashwaubenon next week, you have an opportunity to win that game and still
have
potentially
a chance.
Qualify.
Have a chance.
Yeah.
Yep. To get in.
So this is certainly not the end of the line.
No,
here
not
for
at all.
Pierre.
Nope. And you know, just
Lot
getting
to play
playoff
for.
action sometimes, especially for young football players, for the juniors and the sophomores on the team, sometimes that can be such a big factor heading into the next season. Running back that time was Koski, Devin Koski. He's the senior playing his last home game, 5'11", 176.
By the way, we had some of our guys in the back yelling out baritone and sousaphone and all that. Chris Long in the control room was right on top of it.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Well, you better believe Chris
I
Long
was just going to my own knowledge. Plenty of time. Nice pass. Real nice pass. And a nice catch. Gran Hoho. Big receiver, 6'3", 190 pounds. That certainly is college football size. Very nice pass. That's one before. Nice play there. So first down for DePere.
Our crew's doing a nice job tonight.
Our crew's doing a very nice job tonight. No question about it. They've had a strong season.
We've got a young director that's been working with us, Brady.
Absolutely.
Don't tell Brady we said anything nice about the broadcast.
I will not. I absolutely will not. Stuffed at the line of scrimmage that time.
I really
Cost
appreciate
good,
it.
bet.
Our crew coming in week in, week out. And they need to make sure they're dressing for success.
I just have to ask our guy last week when he said it was frigid. Okay, wait till he sees what it's like in the semifinals at in Oshkosh at Titan Stadium.
That would be November 11th. Book it.
Wait till you see that.
Well,
that's when the crews really earn their money. I'll tell you that.
Well, I also want to mention. I mean, if you're going to go down that road, you showed up in just a vest tonight. So I mean. Shorts and a vest, no shorts, but
you know what?
You're toughing it out.
I didn't want to say it, but it's about time. It's about time
You're
somebody
a tough
pointed
guy.
that. Thank you, Teddy.
You just forgot the winter coat, didn't you?
Yes, I did. yes, I did. And I stopped. I bought this for $29 on the way here.
There you go.
So I'll be honest.
You're lucky that wind stopped blowing.
I know, because it was a lot colder this afternoon. Oh, wide open. He's got a chance for a big play there.
Great.
He does. Takes it over the 50-yard line. Very sure tackle by Mason Mann, bringing him down.
Pass complete to Ladwig.
Lucas Ladwig on the reception.
Man with the tackle.
Big gain, moving down to the 5-minute mark in this one.
6-foot junior on the reception.
I like the way DePere is just staying with it, even though they're getting obviously pounded pretty good, 42-7. You never know it if you just walked into the stadium and watch the way they play. You don't see any heads down, you don't see any daubers down, you just see kids playing football. Arndt looking for some. There's nobody open. Now he has a man. Oh, wow. Arndt does a nice job splitting the defenders, taking it up to the 30-yard line. Outstanding play by young Mr. Easton Arndt. Watch this. I'm telling you, he's got some athleticism. This kid is good. This kid is
decision
solid.
right there.
Right
Look at
there.
that.
Yep. And split 3 defenders.
Nice job.
Very nice job.
First down.
This says a lot about the character of a football team with the way they're hanging in there.
Closing in on the 4-minute mark.
Little play action. Now they're coming.
Down the
he
field.
He has a man open. Touchdown. Beautiful play to Hayden May. Easton Arndt with another nice throw. Showing composure under some pressure. Look at this. Got a good block by the baritone man. Nice play.
1-yard pass play.
Well, they needed that.
You better believe it.
That's going to go a
like
long
I
way.
said, I could tell when those defensive coaches went on the field and congratulated their team after that stop. It's like, I like the way, I like the moxie of this team. Even though they're way behind, they are not pouting, they're not whining, they're not fighting amongst themselves. Their heads are up high. They're congratulating one another. That says a lot about that coaching staff and the whole culture of the team.
All right, we'll take another timeout. You're watching Showdown.
First down, Bayport.
So 3:10. As Bayport goes back to work. We've got a new quarterback in there.
Connor Gehrig, sophomore quarterback, 6'1", 170. Well, I'll tell you what, Kimberly making a statement coming off that last 31-10 lead over Neenah.
Are you surprised?
Nothing Kimberly does surprises me, but I will say this. I was so impressed with that Neenah team that we saw earlier this season.
Jaguar, the ball carrier.
But it's one of those things, too, when, you know, those teams are so competitive around there. You know, that's the Neenahs, the Kimberleys, the Fond du Lacs. I mean, there's no shame when you lose to any of those teams, no matter what the situation. Appleton North.
Well, yeah, Kimberly coming off that loss to Fond du Lac,
right.
Now will most likely knock off Nina tonight. So
their first loss.
Share of that conference.
Absolutely.
Between those two schools.
Boy, when those schools then play each other in playoffs, that's really something special.
Well, you look at Division I. I mean, you got this Bayport team. You got the Kimberleys, Fond du Lacs, Nina's. Man, this is going to be
it's a tough neighborhood to get through.
Fun playoff.
Pass incomplete. It's a good pass. Just bounced off the shoulder pads as a receiver.
You see what's happening in the FRCC. Of course, a couple of undefeated teams at the very top there. Bayport, West Lapeer, and West Lapeer's cruising to a win tonight. So you're going to have two undefeated teams next week in Bayport and West Lapeer. We will have that Bayport-West Lapeer game right here on Showdown next week, 7 o'clock on TV 32. You're not going to want to miss that one.
Where is it, Bayport or West Lapeer?
It is at Bayport.
It is at Bayport, okay.
Yep.
Think you'll be able to show up for that one?
Might be a few people. Be a few people watching on TV.
5,000.
Streaming.
Yep.
Yeah. That'll decide the FRCC crown.
Nice punt. Boomer.
Leg. Wow.
All the way back to 32. Fumble, but he falls on it. So DePere will have the football, but I think that's basically going to do it. Maybe they're going to call one timeout and get some kids in there. And they do. Classy calling the part of the coach, get some more kids on the football field, get a couple of plays in.
Yeah. Well, we're under 35 points.
But they're still doing it, I've noticed that too.
So that's,
I think they've all decided.
Up to the coaches.
And like you said, with DePere, I mean, they still got they got their biggest game of the season in some respects next week against Ashwaubenon. Bayport has maybe their biggest game of the season. Obviously, they're going to the playoffs, but still just overall to try to finish up, undefeated. So both teams with big games next week.
Yep. There you see the battle of undefeateds coming up next Friday. And then after that, I mean, it is playoff time.
It's playoff time, baby.
And we will have 4 weeks of playoff football for you.
All right. Great time of year.
Good fans, be sure to stick around for the senior walk. The homecoming fireworks, sponsored by Green Bay Family Dental.
So DePere with the football. New quarterback in for DePere, number 6. Well, actually, it's Michael Alexander in the backfield.
Basketball carrier.
Yeah, both teams getting some players in there on that timeout. So.
And probably one more play in this ball game. Well, Teddy, I know it's a blowout, but still a lot of fun being up in the booth with you once again.
Absolutely, John. And we want to. It's been a long time, we said, since we've seen this Bayport squad. And,
right.
Man, we said
they're everything I've seen in the highlights and have read in the paper.
And we've seen West Lapeer earlier this season. What do you?
Very impressed with West Lapeer.
I'll tell you what. I'll get your thoughts.
Okay.
After this timeout.
And that was the last play of the ball game.
Final score, 42-14. Bayport knocks off to DePere as Bayport remains undefeated, 8-0. We'll be back to set up next week's game. We'll get Mino's thoughts on the matchup. Bayport and West Lapeer, that's coming up next. Well, huge win tonight for Bayport, 42-14. Just a very impressive showing.
No question about it. And I'll tell you what, that quarterback, you hear a lot about different Bayport players, but that quarterback's about as solid as anything we've seen so far this season. Outstanding runner, outstanding arm. I didn't see any flaws in this Bayport team. Not a single one.
Yeah, 3 rushing touchdowns, a couple passing touchdowns for Benson.
Yeah,
so
80-yard touchdown run. He's something special.
So Bayport's 8-0. We mentioned that. West Lapeer also 8-0. They ended up knocking off Preble tonight 45-7. So you've got 8-0 versus 8-0 next week. You've seen both squads now.
Yeah.
What do you think going into next week?
Well, 2 different types of teams. Obviously, West Lapeer likes to throw the ball around a little bit more. We'll see how their defense can control the Bayport quarterback. I mean, that's really the difference in this ball game. Bayport's got a tremendous defense, though, especially that defensive line is huge. I mean, it's Big Ten football size defensive line, so they are so tough to run against. And sometimes you just have to make plays that the way they're not drawn up, to combat those sorts of things. So I'm just really looking forward to that ball game. Chris Greisen, of course, the head coach at West De Pere, he's an offensive mind. He'll always be looking to push the offense, move it down the field. So I'm just really looking forward to that football game. That's going to be a lot of fun next Friday night.
It's very rare in high school football you get a couple of undefeated teams
for the last regular season
week.
Game, and a couple of teams that are rivals, longtime rivals, and that place at Bayport. Folks, I'll tell you what, stay home. Stay home and watch us.
On TV.
Bring that one, because there's going to be so many people at that football game.
No.
It's going to be incredible.
You're going to want to be there.
You're going to want to be there.
But if you can't make it,
tune in.
You got us.
Absolutely.
All right. That's going to be a great one. That is next Friday. Starts at 7 o'clock right here on TV 32.
Can't wait.
All right, partner. Great job.
Thanks, buddy. You too.
For
Always fun.
John Mino, I'm Ted Stefaniak. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week from Bayport. Good night.